All right, my friends, we are back for our final two chapters of Clementine. There we go, found the right page. I'm in my cozy read spot, and let's get started. All right, chapter 9. We start off with a picture. I cannot look at your green head for one more day, my mom said as soon as I woke up Sunday morning. So right after breakfast, she took me into the kitchen and started scrubbing my head with scouring powder and saying things I have never heard a TV mother say. She scrubbed so hard she probably made a hole right through my head, skin, and my head bone. And now everybody can see right into my brains, and I'd better not do any more cartwheels. All the time I watched out the kitchen window for Margaret's feet. Margaret's brother is not my special friend, I told my mother, this in case she thought I was watching out for Mitchell's feet, which I was not, because he's not my special friend. My mother kept on scrubbing, and all she said was, "That's nice," which is what grown-ups say when they're not paying attention to you. Suddenly, with my amazing corner eyes, I saw what my dad was reading to my brother in the living room. "Stop!" I yelled. Then I flew over and jumped on his lap and slammed the book shut just in time. "Lima Bean is little, Dad," I reminded him. "He'd get scared of those shoes." "First of all, your brother's name isn't Lima Bean," said my dad. "And second of all, what shoes, Clementine?" "I told you he was not so good at paying attention. Those shoes are pretty hard to miss." "The pointy green ones on the bear," I whispered. "Page 14. Which I know because, okay, fine, I look at that page a lot. Some days I like to scare myself. Today was not one of those days, though. "It's just a picture, sport," Dad said. "It's not real. You want to try looking at it with me right here?" "No!" I yelled. And then I was mad because now those pointy shoes are stuck in my head, going to worry me all day. I jumped off my dad's lap and ran back into the kitchen because I've discovered that lots of foods are round. Cookies, hamburgers, pizzas, donuts, cupcakes, apples, you name it, all the good stuff is round. I grabbed 2 slices of bologna and I bit them into a pair of glasses, which is a trick I invented and only I know, and now you will too. Fold a slice of bologna in half, then bite right in the middle of the flat side. Do it again. Then slap the bologna circles over your eyes, and you have bologna glasses. Here is a picture of that. And then, because I am so good of a sister, and okay, fine, because I was still hungry, I made a pear for my brother, too. "Here, Peapod," I said, climbing back onto my dad's lap and slapping my brother's pear onto his eyes. "Put on your glasses." My glasses are not made of bologna. My brother started laughing so hard he spit up his breakfast waffles, and my parents said, "Clementine, please," at exactly the same time, which I think they practice that night when I am asleep, but they were laughing too. And suddenly, it was a pretty good day in spite of the hole scrubbed into my head. The good day feeling made me think about all the bad day feelings I'd been having this week, and that made me think about Margaret. And then the best idea of all springed right into my brain. Because I am so good at paying attention, I know all the things that Margaret likes. So I ran around my apartment gathering them up. Polka Dotty's flea collar because Margaret loved my old cat. Pepperoni because that's the only kind of pizza I have ever seen her eat. The red shoes Margaret makes me put on Barbie every time we play. A blue jay feather from my collection because her favorite color is blue. Some M&Ms because she breathed on mine. My charm bracelet because she always makes I wish eyes at it. Lace ripped from my party socks because I borrowed them from Margaret one time and I forgot to tell her. Pink sparkle nail polish because she tried to borrow it from me but I caught her. A dead bumblebee, I don't know why. The rest of the red curly hair I cut off because that's how we got into all this trouble in the first place. Then I got my mother's favorite hat, a big bottle of glue, and my dad's aftershave, which Margaret and I love to squirt all over us because it has such a heavenly aroma. I glued and I glued and I glued and I squirted and I squirted and I squirted and I smiled. Then I ran out and guess who I met in the elevator? Margaret, without Amanda Lee. I have something for you, we both said at exactly the same time, which we have never practiced before. Then I handed her the Margaret hat and she handed me a bag. Inside was a brand new, not sat on, sparkle glitter paint set. I got it at the mall, Margaret said. Then, without even a grown-up telling her to, she told me she was sorry she was mean to me at my birthday. I'm sorry about your hair, I said. Okay, fine, we both said. And it was. For about 1 minute. I have to go, Margaret said. I'll see you tonight. Yep, see you tonight, I said. Then I said, what's tonight? The party. Your parents invited us. Oh, right, I said. I knew that, but I didn't. Uh-oh. If my parents were having a party and I didn't know about it, that meant it was a surprise party. Surprise parties are either for birthdays or going aways. It wasn't my birthday anymore. Chapter 10. I raced back to my apartment. My parents were in their bedroom. That's right, a chocolate cake with vanilla frosting, saying to someone on the phone. Goodbye and good riddance. Should be in red icing. Make sure they spell her name right, I heard my dad say. Then my mom spelled Clementine, and she said she'd be over to pick it up soon. There wasn't much time. Well, I guess I'll go clean my room, I said, extra loud as I walked through the living room. I tried to make it sound as if these words were used to coming out of my mouth. Yep, I'll just be cleaning like crazy this afternoon. My dad came out and squinted at me, and then sat down to read his Boston Globe. My mother just glanced at me as she passed by to help my brother with his puzzle. Maybe when I'm done, I'll clean Radish's room too, I tried, and then I'll do my homework. If you need me to help with anything or solve any more problems like the Great Pigeon War, just come and get me. Okay, Clementine, my parents said, but they didn't even look up this time. So it was probably too late. Just in case it wasn't, I got the spray bottle of cleaner and some paper towels because even though I have never actually cleaned my room, I know that's the first step, except I didn't know what to do next. I wanted my room to look like Margaret's, like a magazine picture, but I didn't know how to do it. The problem was, everything already looked great to me. Luckily, I knew what my parents would like me to clean. I dragged out everything from the black hole and piled it on top of my bed. You would not believe how much stuff came out. 4 shoes, 3 brushes, and too many hair clips to count. Socks, a really crunchy Easter peep, and the top hat that had been missing from the Monopoly game for 2 years. A Mr. Potato Head nose, 3 library books, my book report due last Monday, and Friday's Saturn sentences. Some more socks, a Halloween mask. That's a big mess. The skirt I pretended I lost. 2 flashlights, a mitten, a green plastic trapezoid, a taking it easy in the Everglades snow globe, half a button, Polka Dotty's favorite rubber mouse, Mom's yoga video, and Dad's needle nose pliers. 45 cents. Even more socks. I got the things all piled up on my bed, and even though they looked fine to me, I started to clean them. I squirted everything with lots of cleaner and rubbed hard with paper towels. I squirted and I rubbed all afternoon. It started to get dark outside, but nothing got cleaner. Everything just got wetter and covered with glumps of wet paper towel. Suddenly, my eyes were crying and they couldn't stop. And that's when my parents came in. I just got some cleaner in my eyes is all, I told them. I'm doing really great cleaning up my room. But even I didn't believe that. Okay, fine, I said, wiping away the tears so I could see how mad they were at me. I am sorry, sorry, and I won't be like this anymore. Like what, Clementine? My mom asked. What are you talking about? Like whatever you don't want, I said. I won't talk so much and I'll clean up my room for real, and I will think about the consequences before I do stuff, and I won't do stuff anyway, and I will never lose my homework because I will never lose anything, and I will sit so still you will think, hey, is that Clementine or just a statue of Clementine? And I will never bring another note home that says Clementine had a difficult day at school today. And I will bring hundreds of notes home that say, wow, Clementine certainly pays attention in school. And the underneath of my bed will look like the underneath of normal people's beds. And my hands will always be where they belong. And I will take piano lessons again. But this time I will sit on the bench the whole time. And then I ran out of air. I took a big gulp. I won't be like me anymore. And then I'll be the easy one too, as easy as celery. So you don't have to get rid of me, which I know about because I heard you say, one's all we need. And then I heard you order a cake that says goodbye and good riddance, Clementine. My parents both ran over to me and hugged me at the same time. A hug sandwich. Then they took my hands and brought me out to the dining room. And there was Margaret and her mother, and Mitchell with my brother on his shoulders, all looking at me. I scrubbed my face to make sure there weren't any tears left, even though I did not care what Mitchell thought because he's not my boyfriend. My brother yelled, prize, and everybody else yelled, surprise, and then they stepped out of the way so I could see the dining room table. And on it was a cake, all right, but it didn't say goodbye and good riddance, Clementine. It said goodbye and good riddance above 1,000 frosting pigeons, and then under that it said, thank you, Clementine, hero of the Great Pigeon War. Oh. Well, what was the one's all we need thing, I asked. What about that? Bless me, I'm sorry. My mom and my dad smiled really, really big then. Wait right here, sport, Dad said. He went into the hall and came back with a big box. Open it up. So I did. And do you know what was in there? What do you think is going to be in it? A kitten. I am not kidding you. There was only one left, Dad said, and we told them, one's all we need. I lifted the kitten out of the box and took him into the bathroom to get him a name. Right away, I found the most exquisite word. I held him up to my cheek and told him his name, and he started to purr, which filled up a space in my ears that had been empty since Polka died. I forgot to show you a picture of the cake. And a picture of Clementine and her new kitten. When I came back out, I saw Margaret wanting to touch my kitten, and I saw her tell her hands to be quiet about that because he was mine and he was new. I wanted to say, the rule is no touching my kitten because it's the rule, but I didn't. Instead, my mouth opened up and said, want to pat moisturizer, Margaret? Which was a very big surprise, let me tell you. We know it's not the same as having Polka Dotty back, my mom started. He's different, my dad said. I know, I told them. He's perfect. Then I looked up and saw that everything else was perfect too. My mother in her overalls, my comedian father, my brother who didn't get stuck with a fruit name, Margaret in her Margaret hat, Mitchell slicing the Clementine the hero cake, my not from a magazine apartment. So when Margaret's mother came over and said, tomorrow after school, I'm taking both you girls to my hairdresser to fix up those haircuts, I almost said, no thanks, because I didn't want to change a single thing. But she was smiling at me and that looked perfect too. So I smiled back and said, great. And then I passed out the cake, and I was extremely polite because I served everyone else a slice first, and then at the very end, I took one. Okay, fine. 2. And that is the end of Clementine. I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you enjoyed getting to know Clementine. And I hope you always know that the end of the week isn't always going to be terrible. So while today may be kind of stinky, the rest of the days might get better. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.